Breaking news, this is Jackie the Joke Man Marlene reporting live on April 6, 2024. We're coming to you from Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing Avenue, high atop the 33rd floor of our beautiful $6.69 studio. Remember to super chat down below, subscribe to the channel, and share with all your friends and on social media to spread the truth and integrity we need to navigate the criminal gangster waters. In today's video, we'll delve into the latest on the Bitcoin price, followed by a smidgen of subscriber requests, and of course, everyone's favorite, XRP. Peace and love, folks. Unfortunately, the 400-pound drunk reporter Artie Lang had another alcoholic drug-induced night, followed up with cupcake eating Wednesday, and will have to take the night off. Jackie the Joke Man understands this is unprofessional and unexceptional. Joke Man yelled, "Stay tuned for more updates," as Jackie the Joke Man Martling fills in.
Good 6th day of April on a gorgeous, sunny, crystal clear blue skies under a seasonably nice 61 degrees J in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois. Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, bell notification, like the channel, subscribe and share to fleece, heist, and shiest the market manipulators, the criminal gangsters that are organized and facilitated and executing flawlessly to overt and subvert the retail trader J, right? And just like J here at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, we're out here to make the money and to block out the misinformation, the fleece heisting and shysting, and the sidestep the FOMO, and to have a organized plan and following it to a T. By 5%, AMP 2.73% is the biggest up mover today, J. And if we take a look quickly at AMP, because that was one that we did a nice video on yesterday from a subscriber commenting down below. And if you want me to look at coins, we're going to look at a couple more coins. You have to comment down below. And this is going to do one of two things. This is getting awfully long now for the type of move that it was. And if it doesn't pump up really fast to at least have an initial pump up before it either rolls back over or continues to the upside, it's got to do it and do it fast, or what's going to happen is you go out into a longer time frame, the moving averages get farther apart. Let's look at, maybe I'm too far out. Nope, there we go. That's what I'm looking at. And we go into a step down fashion, right? Where we've consolidated for so long into this skinny area. We have a big quick dump down like that, and then you get some kind of a pump up and then another dump, right? So that's what we're looking for in AMP. But like we were saying, we have some more people commenting. And user QL2GH4KT7T, what's your thoughts on XDC? J, you know, Vincenzo, thank you from our new announcer. Ira, the coin update man, J, right? From the late great J Thomas. So we're going to look at some XDC, and we do have that up here. And XDC has been a fast mover. XDC has been trying to grow what it's doing and get more and more adoption and more uses. But the price of the coin has been in flux, right? We need to just clean this chart out because it already started when I was just really trying to get that. But the price has been in flux after it had the big blow off top, just like everything did during the post-COVID run, and artificially low interest rates from the Federal Reserve. So we can see here we have that topping out pattern, right? And now we've had a big fall. And you can see we had a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and a neckline. And that gave us a targeted move. If we go and look at our industry exclusive drawing tool from the top of the head, sort of on a slanted neckline to the point of the breakout, and we actually did on a 67.55% from the breakout flush to finish that targeted move. And now it seems like we've trying to form a rounding bottom, finally had a nice pump. The moving averages are running parallel together in an organized fashion, meaning the moves had enough time after a massive pump, then a massive dump that it followed it with, and then a localized pump. Even with all that up and down momentum, the price is now consolidated long enough in a range to get these moving averages to start running parallel. See how they were going and hopping over top, and now they're more or less running in a nice parallel zone there. That is a time that shows that the price is at time to consolidate, and there's about to be a big move. And what I would watch out for if you're looking at a dump to the downside in XDC would be you slip the 200-day moving average, and then that would initiate a bigger fall closer to that former last line of defense, aka get my shit together zone, to the shit house in orange down here at 0.0068, and that would be from back in during the COVID pump, the last consolidation that we consolidated through that trading zone and had a humongous run up, right? Or that was back in my correction, that was back in the COVID pump, right? That was the big COVID pump. And then this, I believe, was the 2023 in July, when all the coins in the XRP and the XLM were pumping, and I had a lot of comments about jumping and FOMOing in there, and I was telling people, and they were getting mad that they thought they missed out because they didn't buy in here, because the price could potentially go lower, and then it had a nice 100-200% pump, right? And they wanted to FOMO in, and then every day for a few weeks when it would go up and down, they would say, you're making me miss out, which I didn't make you miss anything, because I love you and I was looking out for your best interest. And we talked about and laid out a game plan of buying in at a better opportunity. And that's one of the reasons that we talked about in that video yesterday about FOMO and not FOMOing in, and what FOMO is. If you think you missed out when you see a price pump in a short time frame, give it time, take a step back, have a sip of wine, take a nice cigar, or walk on the beach, play around the golf, come back, regroup, and give the price time to mature. And now look at, we're 8 months later and the price is 51.26% lower than it was at its high. And the only time that you would be up on the position still is if you bought the position on or before July 24th of 2023, because the final 96.62% of that move that you would have wanted to FOMO into on anything, whether it be the Bitcoin price or localized pumps in stocks or gold bullion or whatever, you do not want to jump in on the pump. What you would have needed to do was accumulate in that whole time down here when it was leveled off within a range, varied range, where it could go up big, but it was leveling off right about in there. And then once it starts to pump, you just have to sit there and be happy with what you have. But this would be a good time to accumulate. But there's always a risk that you have another leg back to the downside, because this price has been very, very volatile and has only come down. Hasn't come down all the way back down into some major traded areas. So this is a very risky trade. Could it always come back down? Yes. Could it go back up? Absolutely. It's just something you're going to have to weigh out and do your own research. But user QL2GH4KT7T, he's been a very long time follower and a supporter of the channel, and I appreciate you, my good man. Yes, that's right, at user QL2GH4KT7T. We're talking about UJ. We appreciate that from Ira, the coin update man. And then we got one more from at Kenneth Cole. And I think Kenneth Cole, J, was in the movie Liar Liar, and he was the one that was stuffing her with a Thanksgiving turkey. Right, if we all remember that. At Kenneth Cole 9896J. He has a coin request on Tectonic. And let's go take a look at whatever that coin is. I've never heard of it, J. So this is going to be a new one. And then we're going to have to go because I got to get back to my shutdown. I'm thinking this is a crypto. I don't know what the heck's happened there. Tectonic Metals. Hey, Kenneth Cole 9896. If this is a gold stock, this is beautiful. I'm not sure if this is what you're talking about, but Tectonic, TECTONIC. I think this is what you're talking about. If it's not what you're talking about, I'm going to have a big talk Ira, the coin update man, and have him get his shit together. But if this is what you're talking about, I am not a big fan of buying penny stock mining stocks. That is not something I do. It's very, very risky. I've learned a valuable lesson multiple years ago on risking in the penny stock mining sector. I would not recommend it. I would not endorse it. And I do not do it because it is very deadly. And oftentimes shit like this gets followed by this, because mining sector is highly speculative, especially the junior miners, and the penny stock sector is highly speculative, highly risky, and more than likely you're not going to be happy with the result. You might not lose all your money, but you might as well lose all your money if you're involved in something like that. I would not get involved. If this is what you're looking at, I would not get involved in the junior miner or the penny stock mining field. But if that's not what you're talking about, let me know if it's a crypto or a stock or a mining company. But if that was what you wanted, my good man, Kenneth 9896, I do not recommend buying those. And that is all we have from Ira, the coin update man, Jay. And now we're going to switch on to a quick update with the XRP, and the XRP is the same thing what we've been looking at for quite some time. And the XRP is still sitting at the 57 cents, the bottom part of this blue trading zone. We know we had the triple box of rejection of death and the upper resistance getting rejected. Now we're sitting on the moving averages right on top of the bottom part of that blue trading box. And if we get rejected and can't hold that blue trading box and slip these major moving averages, the 50, the 100, and the 200, and the green, the blue, and the red from bottom to top respectively, we come right down here to the uptrending upper resistance, or uptrending lower support of this rising channel. And if we can't hold that, we break down to the 37 cents. And if we can't hold the 37 cents, but if we did breach, come down here, get rejected, and flush down to the 37 cents, what's likely to happen on this major area of traded, you can see a bounce, you see a bounce, you see a bounce, you see support, right? You would think you would come down here quick and then have a nice recovery up into here like this with the price action. Then it comes back down, if it's going to come back down, because you would have that taking place, and then you would have these moving averages right here would have time to relax and start to trend in a downward fashion in the daily or weekly time frame, more than likely the daily time frame. And then as the price comes up, it's getting hit by these overhead moving averages and forces the price back down. So that is something that I'm watching, and that is something that we have to pay attention to, because the 25 cents to 37 cent range is a major area where the price has moved very quickly. But during this consolidation, it always bounced to the upside. But what happens if we do come back down into here and then we slip that? That is where things get interesting. That is where your game plan has to be solid, and that is where your education and your information and news sources have to be of the most highest quality and integrity and truth and integrity filled, and super simple and easy way to understand and follow it. Like, subscribe, and share to my lovely, glowing, beautiful audience.